Hi everybody, welcome. On the 3rd of July, we have a full moon in Capricorn at 11 degrees. So we're just beginning now the second part of this year, 2023. And Capricorn, an earth sign, is a cardinal sign. So we're at the beginning, if you like, of summer or winter, depending where on this earth you reside. And it's an opportunity now to reevaluate, to restructure, to reconfigure, and to create maybe some new plans, goals, aspirations for the kinds of things you're wanting to achieve, particularly in this next 6-month period, as we build up now until we come to the Christmas New Year period when the sun will go into Capricorn. Right now we have the sun in Cancer, the opposite sign. So we're dealing with these frequencies of Cancer, water, the child, the moon energy, the dependent, the attachments, your private life, your home, your family, your desire to give nurture and to receive nurture. That is this Cancer energy, which is quite vulnerable and soft. And here we're being asked with this full moon in Capricorn, well, there must be a balance between staying safe, secure, and being an adult, going out into the world, achieving something, being independent, no longer dependent, becoming a part of a world family rather than your little personal family. It involves being responsible, being willing to work hard to achieve what you want to achieve. So it's going to be very helpful if you can find the signs of Cancer and Capricorn in your chart. Then you will see which two life areas over these next 6 months or so are going to be particularly activated. And we're working with the energy of Moon, which is Cancer, and Saturn, which is Capricorn. Very different. The child, the adult. The softness. It's all right. There, stay home. You don't need to go out. And wanting to individualize. I think of these two glyphs. We've got the glyph for Cancer, and it's the crab. And the crab goes forwards, but it also goes sideways. So you might want to look at in your life and look at where am I sort of going a little sideways, and where, like the goat, do I need to climb upwards, step by step by step. There's something about this, as we say in Greek, vima vima, step by step. So you might find yourself being a walking to-do list. You've got so many things that you must do or think you must do. This full moon in Capricorn says, right, prioritize. What is the bigger picture? What is it you're wanting to move towards? It might be connected with health, might be connected with relationships, your work, your career, your creativity, your spiritual journey. Can you break it down into baby practical steps? That's what you're being asked for here. Now, this full moon in Capricorn may trigger an energy of impatience, because Saturn says you've got to be patient, slow. And I've had to learn that with this video, because usually I'm tuning into these energies 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance, meditating on it. And then I begin to learn the lessons, what are the messages? And one has been, slowly put this video together. It will come in pieces. And believe me, it has. And day by day, I've realized, yes, there are many layers here, and it's important that I allow it to evolve. Saturn is about giving yourself the time to build something substantial. If you want to learn a foreign language, it takes time. You want to learn to play a musical instrument well, it takes time. Chronos, as we say in Greek. So you're looking at being willing to put the time into something that's important to you. And I love doing these videos, and I love the astrology. It really is a labor of love, but nonetheless, it is a labor. And again, there's this association with the Cancer energy, the labor of birth, and then the joy of the actual material, the actual physical being that is born. And so what are you birthing, and what is it that you physically want to manifest? These are the frequencies you're working with. So I'd ask you to think about, what is your labor of love? Might be your children, might be your garden. Yeah, there are many, many different possibilities here. But what are you building? What are you putting your precious time and energy into? That's the thing here. Now, Saturn, ruler of this full moon, is in Pisces, and it's trine to the Sun and Mercury in Cancer. So this has everything to do with bringing your spiritual life, spiritual values into your everyday life. So not just going to the supermarket or running your errands, but what energy, what frequency are you vibrating when you interact with the people just on your daily errands, when you go out, on the phone, in emails? This Saturn in Pisces is asking for a higher consciousness of your emotional self, because it's in water signs. Where am I coming from? Am I coming from a heart-centered, kind place? Or am I coming from an aggravated place? And this full moon in Capricorn really encourages you to come from a cool head. At the moment, we've got the neighbors from hell. We've had them at the weekend playing loud music for hours and hours, really. We've been like prisoners here. You just couldn't go outside because it was so loud. It just takes a time to get authorities and bureaucracy to come and deal with it in Greece, but we're working on it. Patience, that's the Saturn energy here. Going over there emotionally and shouting at those neighbors is not going to go anywhere. But the energy of hypomone, the word in Greek, to keep remembering, you may need to have patience to override the emotional bumps and lumps in the road. But if you're willing to do that, it will pay off for you, because you will be able to keep your calm. And that's what this energy here is all about, to be able to trust your intuition, to go deeply into your soul energy. Saturn in Pisces encourages you here to put your inner world first. The famous quote from, I think it's Matthew, although correct me please, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." So a large message of this, and we've got a lot of sort of spiritual leaders, spiritual messages. You may find yourself looking for deeper meanings in everything. That's very much the message of this Saturn trine to the Sun and Mercury. Another thing about the Saturn energy is what's really necessary. How can you simplify your life? Another thing I love about my Auntie Jenny, 101 years young, She never speaks very long on the phone. Sometimes she does, but most of the time it's like, well, have you anything else to tell me? Right then. And she's off. She's no time for lots of idle words. She moves on. And that's an energy at this time. What are you putting your time into? Really, really important. We've got the moon is trine to Jupiter. Now it's in earth signs. So this is a really great opportunity for tuning yourself into your material environment, the things that you think are not living, what we might call inanimate. If you really tune into these energies, you'll find that everything around you is more alive than you realize. I find that with my teddies. Honestly, these soft toys, they have an energy, they have a frequency. And you can nurture a beautiful frequency of things all around you that can be very nourishing. So I like to do it with paintings. Painting came through for this full moon in Capricorn, which I'm not sure whether you can see, it's quite textured because there's a lot of texture here at this time. And lovely Auntie Jenny, she says, I love you, bed. She really talks to her bed. She loves her bed. So what are the things around you that you could begin to talk to and develop a relationship with? Because it makes you much more aware and begins to again spiritualize, elevate the vibration of everything around you, including gross matter, and you can raise its frequency. It's a bit like when you walk into a room or you walk into a sacred site and you suddenly feel peace. Wow, it comes over you like a wave. What are you doing? What can you do in your environment to raise that frequency? And this is going to be a lot of help that you're getting from the heavens. So let's see what the Pleiadian cards or card is. And the other thing about this full moon, as I said, it was very layered. I got lots of messages here. Is begin to think about what is inside of you that you've been procrastinating about, you've been feeling vulnerable about, oh, I'm not sure if I can, or I'm not ready. All that's the Cancer energy. Not ready to leave home yet. But I'm reminded of a beautiful quote by Beethoven, perhaps one of the most significant classical composers who ever lived. Although he was a Sag, he had a lot of planets in Capricorn. And here's one thing he said. It seemed unthinkable for me to leave the world forever before I had produced all I felt called upon to produce. So time to think really seriously. What is it you want to contribute to the world that might take a labor of love, but will be worth your while and your effort, and you'll feel great about it. So let's see what our Pleiadian card is. There it is. Simplicity is your secret. And if that doesn't describe the energies of this Capricorn full moon, I don't know what does. Now, I had something else to share with you. Yes, here it is. A poem for the moon in Capricorn. The moon in Capricorn knows it was born to do something great before it's too late. Its home it must leave, as it needs to achieve and find its own way, ignoring all those voices who try to say nay, nay, nay. It wants to accomplish something of merit, of lasting value for others to inherit. Capricorn's work is a labor of love, dedicated, devoted, going over and above. The goat keeps going when others might stop, relentless in its drive to get to the top. It can be stern and harsh and sometimes quite cold. But if you look deeply inside, you'll find a heart of gold. I hope this gives you plenty to contemplate and to think about for the second part of this year. I look forward to your comments and your feedback. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.